Northeast Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at NETSN.live.
Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. I got Keith Whitman here with you guys. I got Ron Owens to the left of me. What's going on, Ron?
Man, it is just lovely. Weather's kind of cleared up on us.
It tried to sprinkle just a minute, and I looked at it and asked God to rush it away, and it did. So me and God still on good speaking terms.
That's good.
Spring break here in East Texas for most teams except for Jacksonville. I talked to their coach yesterday. They're in school this week. They got spring break next week. But for most schools, they're on spring break this week, Whitehouse being one of them. But that does not deter athletics. They don't take a spring break. They play games, and that's what is going on now. And we have a game right now here in Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Indians hosting the Whitehouse Wildcats, coming in district play here, and hoping to have a good one for this game. Now, what you usually have coming into these games, Ron, is it is a weird week, and week before spring break for Jacksonville, week of spring break for Whitehouse. A lot of people have that vacation mentality. Senioritis for some, so anxious to see how these teams play.
It'll be interesting.
And so going to see the coaches out there, as you can see, talking with the umpires. Been talking for a little bit, not really sure what's going on. They've been talking for quite a while, and I don't know exactly why. It is straight up 7 o'clock. We are on time on NETSN, and that's fantastic for us. However, they're just kind of standing there having a nice little conversation. Nobody's told us what's going on, but we decided to go ahead and talk with you. First of all, we're glad that you're watching, glad that you're with us. Go ahead and chat with us. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're rooting on, and we'd love to get your feedback on the broadcast. We'll chat with you as well, and we appreciate you watching. Here comes another coach kind of saying, hey, let's go. I don't know. I haven't seen any lightning, so I don't know if it's a lightning delay. So we'll see what happens. Kind of trying to get a sense from Coach Branch if this is going to kick off anytime soon. Before this, there was a JV game. It went about 4 innings, and I think it was a 4-inning run rule, 15 after 4, 10 after 5. And so I will say this: last game I did was Whitehouse last Tuesday night. Where they beat Marshall. It was a 10 after 5. They won 10-0 against Marshall. Not really sure how Jacksonville's doing. We're going to have to look that up here in a minute and see what that is. Oh, okay. Well, somebody just helped me out. Thanks, man. One of my buddies came over. We are in a lightning delay. So they didn't let us know. And so, yeah, that's where we are here in Jacksonville, and we got blue skies, and we're in a lightning delay. What do you think about that?
What is it, 10 miles?
I think it is something like that.
I know football was 10 miles, so I wonder if it's the same thing.
But I don't know when the lightning came and when it's going to be time to play. And I tell you what, we're going to take a really short break, and we're going to talk to these umpires and find out real quick. We'll be right back.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
All right, we are back here at Summers Norman Field in Jacksonville, Texas. It is a lightning delay. We talked to the 2 umpires on the field. They let us know it is a lightning delay. There was one they said about 4 miles. Yeah. One of the administrators for Jacksonville uses one of theirs, and of course we have to go by the rules of the home team and the home administration. And so that was a little bit ago. They told us about 5 minutes, and then the I think, 10 minutes of a warm-up
Yeah.
For the teams, and then we'll get things started here. So that's where we are. So while we're doing that, we're going to talk about, earlier today as well, I believe, the Lady Cats of Whitehouse went on and they had a softball game, and I believe our other team was over there. Ron, did he say Jeremy Diamond was there? And I believe the Lady Cats did make a win out of that
Yes,
one.
they
did pull out a win.
Yeah, they did.
And so I think they came
the
out.
score, but he said they did win.
I think it was a pretty big win
Yeah.
for the Lady Cats. We're very proud of the Lady Cats for doing that. And so we have that going. Again, we have a lightning delay here in Jacksonville at the Summers Norman Field. It's, Ron, you and I were talking just a minute ago. This is one of the very last. We don't see many grass and dirt fields, a lot of them.
Sir.
And Jason and I were talking about it last week as well. But Ron, you've been around baseball for a while, and you and I have been doing this. As you've been doing the camera, you're a camera guy,
right?
and even with other sports like football and things, you don't see many grass fields. It's all turned into turf. But this is a beautifully held grass field. The dirt has actually held pretty well, considering the rain today.
Right.
And you and I were kind of discussing that earlier. It's a beautiful field.
Must have to have some good drainage, because I mean, even looking at it, it doesn't even look like it's rained on it.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can see over here we're right by the Whitehouse dugout. There's a lot of mud puddles
Right.
in the low-lying areas, but yeah, there's a lot of, I'm going to say curvature, but yeah, they probably have some good draining. But it's a good-looking field here in Jacksonville, and these teams are ready to play. They're kind of chomping at the bit. The Whitehouse team is over here. We're right next to, and we're going to go ahead and apologize for any untoward words or conversations that you may hear coming out of the dugout. We are literally about a foot from the dugout of the Whitehouse team, and so if anything is heard, it's not us, but it is baseball, and so that's how
sure
baseball goes. Oh man, it's going to be. One of the things and you've been working with Kyle, your son, doing softball, and you know this as well as I do. But doing softball, you have the chatter factor, and that comes from the dugouts. And so last week, pardon me, I did a game here in Whitehouse. This was my first game of the season. But one thing that I noticed was the boys were getting into it. That has never happened before. Yeah. And so I'm anxious to see how it is today. But last week,
cool.
Marshall side and even the Whitehouse side, they were starting the chatter. They were starting the dugout, hooping and hollering and not at the level of the drumsticks on the buckets and the thing. I mean, you cannot beat what the softball girls do for the chatter and what they do in the dugouts to cheer on their team. That's above and beyond. But the boys, they were kind of getting into it. And so I was talking to Jason. I was like, man, this is different, because normally it's quiet. You don't hear the way and the level. But no, the boys were getting into it last week. It was kind of interesting.
Nice. That'll be interesting to see tonight.
Yeah, so I am. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing if they repeat that, or if it was just kind of a little bit of a fluke in that. So
well, being district play, they're playing the teams that they're familiar with. It all matters now. Yeah,
and this will be the second one. Now they'll play them. It's kind of like with basketball. Football doesn't do this, but basketball and baseball do. They play them twice. So they swap home and home. And so the next time Whitehouse meets Jacksonville will probably be 4 or 5 weeks, and they'll flop it, and they'll meet Jacksonville in Whitehouse. But yeah, they play them twice. They run it through and then run it through again.
And I know last year baseball was paying attention, so especially like 4A and them, they would do back-to-back during that same week.
And I'm thinking that now that I'm looking at it and I'm remembering, and I was going to say that right before you did it, I think they are doing that. Yeah. I think that actually they play Jacksonville this Friday in Whitehouse, because I was supposed to do that game, but I had to swap with one of the guys because the softball girls play on Thursday this week.
Correct.
And I'm doing that game with you.
Right.
Because usually the softball players, or the softball guy the guy that was going to do it with you, because Kyle is off. The guy that does so Kyle's away, and there was another guy that was going to do the game for you, but he can't do it on Thursday. So I'm coming in, much to my wife's dismay, because it's my anniversary. But she loves me, and she's going to let me do it anyway because I have a wonderful wife. But I'll be there doing that game, and then Friday, I believe Travis is going to be doing the game on Friday for the boys, and it is going to be Jacksonville. So you were correct. Basketball is what I was saying. Basketball, they go through and they play them again. Baseball, they play back-to-back. Home and home type of situation. So you were correct. I was wrong. And don't tell my wife I said that.
Nope.
But, yeah, because I don't ever admit that I'm wrong to her. I don't want her to know that I'm,
But I like that schedule where they do the back-to-back like that. So you get it done and get it over, and then you go to the next team next week, whatever the case is.
And, you're done, and and by the time you're at the end of, I almost said the 6 weeks. It's my teacher and me. By the time you're end of the district play, you kind of know where you're sitting.
Sure.
Who everybody's played, who you played, what your score is, and then you got to think, okay, what am I going to do? What do I have to do to get in district? Or get into the playoffs? And so you know where you are, where you've been, that kind of stuff.
And you may know if you're going to meet have to meet one of those other ones to have a play-in, whatever the case is.
And so, well, everybody, tonight, once again, we're glad that you're with us. We're glad that you're watching. We want to kind of throw something out to everybody, letting you know about NETSN. If you don't know about NETSN, we just do this for the fun. The schools don't pay us. We don't do this because it's big bucks. We do this for the kids. We do this because we love what we do. And we do it 100% sponsor-driven. And so one thing that we like to throw out every once in a while, that if you are interested, if you're interested in becoming a sponsor for NETSN, get your name out there, get your business out there, then reach out to us. Go to NETSN Live and NETSN.live, and there is a section in there called Become a Sponsor, or you can look around and see what becoming a sponsor for NETSN is all about. And it's anywhere from name carousel on there on the screen. We don't have one right now, but there are some things. If you've watched us during football season, basketball season, it's usually in the right-hand corner, things like that. And really, it's just you get your commercials played out there. A lot of different avenues that we get to do. So, anyway, wanted to throw that out there. Again, we're not sponsored by the schools. We're 100% sponsored by businesses and the people that are around these school areas. And so, speaking of that, we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. We'll be right back. You're watching Tuesday Night Baseball on NETSN.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
It was about 7:30 in the morning, just like every other day. I was leaving Glendale, coming into Tyler on my way to work, and then the unexpected happened. My brother told me about Shane McGuire at the McGuire firm and how hard he fights for his clients. I met with Shane. He took care of me and my family and got me on the road to healing so I could get back to normal days with those who matter most.
I'm Shane McGuire from the McGuire firm. We're here for you.
And we are back. Live. Oh, there it is. I was trying to play some music, and there it goes. I switched it over. I guess it got switched over. Sorry about that. A little bit of a technical issue. About ready to get things started off here in Jacksonville, Summers Norman Field on the campus of Jacksonville High School. And we got a chat. Sid Chill said, "I never admit when I'm wrong to my wife." Well, I used to not, but that is, yeah. I don't like to. Yes, I say that a lot. I never admit that I'm wrong with my wife because if you get her used to that, then whew, life's bad.
So how many years is going to be your anniversary next year?
This will. Oh goodness, 4. This will be our 4th year, 4-year anniversary. So yes, she's put up with me for 4 years. Well, longer than that, but marriage-wise for 4 years. And so yeah. And she is a wonderful woman. Otherwise, at least that's what she tells me.
And that's all you need to remember.
No, she is an awesome person, and I'm a lucky man.
You're going to share your anniversary with me.
I am.
How nice is that?
I know, right? You ought to feel lucky.
I am privileged.
Yep. It's not very often I spend my anniversary with a guy.
Okay, that's a good thing.
In fact, never have I ever done that.
There's always a first.
There's always a first.
Oh,
at least my wife won't be jealous.
No. Absolutely. Do not have to worry about that.
Yeah, well, my wife will be spending. We have a 3-year-old, and so she'll be spending it with him. So yeah, she'll have that one. So she'll have fun with that.
They kind of take precedence.
Yeah. Oh man, looks like the warm-up portion of what's going on. I think they're going to give each team about 10 minutes to warm up. So Jacksonville will have after this. So what I thought was going to be the start is not going to be the start. And that's okay. So if you are watching and you want to chat with us, go ahead and chat with us. Let us know what's going on. If you have any questions, just shoot a question at us. We're kind of just buying time. I don't want to just throw commercials at you or just let you sit in silence. That's kind of boring. So shoot stuff at us. I always like to tell people I'm from Whitehouse. I graduated from Whitehouse. I'm class of 1997. I went all my years, K through 12. I was there forever, and I was actually there when Whitehouse Elementary was Whitehouse. When Gus Winston Kane Elementary was Whitehouse Elementary, and Mr. Kane was my principal. Oh. And so I've been there I was there for a long time, and so I'm very proud to be able to broadcast Wildcat baseball and sports. I got to do the basketball season, and that was fun. And the basketball girls had a great undefeated regular season and went on into the playoffs.
Yeah, I was extremely surprised when they got beat.
Yeah, that was a tough loss for all of us. I
took me by surprise.
My heart was breaking on that. It was a long drive home for me from Sulphur Springs on that one. But it was a great season. Loved, good group, good team, good group of girls to watch, and I can't wait to see them next year.
Have the girls ever been able to do that?
No, it's the first time, I believe, in my memory. I believe that was the first year that they've ever gone undefeated in the regular season.
Nice.
So that's I think they've gotten close. I know they were really good when I was there, but I don't think it was as close as far as that.
Yeah.
But no, they had a good season and something to be extremely proud about.
Well, something to build on.
Oh yeah. A lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, a lot of young ones on that team. So
that should make others already scared.
Oh yeah,
puts a target on their back for sure.
Well, they can fend it off. I can tell you that.
That's just like we're talking about basketball, talking about Martin's Mill.
Mm-hmm.
The girls, they had such an outstanding season.
Right.
And they met up with Lipan at the state championship, and they just for I think it was 9 minutes they couldn't sink a basket. And I mean, that's just unheard of with them.
Right. Yeah, I got to get out here. I'm actually, it's kind of interesting to see some people that, you know, I went to school with, and they have kids that are here, and people that I worked with at Whitehouse, because I worked at Whitehouse for a few years.
Right.
And their kids are now that I remember when they were young, they're now on this team. One of them is, and so it's kind of always fun to see, because I don't work at this school anymore. I work at a rival school. At least it was a rival when I was in there. I work at the dreaded Chapel Hill, if you're a Whitehouse fan. But at least it was when I was there. I don't know if they have that rivalry anymore. When I was in school, Chapel Hill was not. I mean, you hate. It was like Oklahoma and Texas. You just did not associate with anyone. No, you didn't associate with anybody on the other side of the lake.
It's kind of like Van and Lindale.
Yeah, and really, I remember, because, you know, you had the Red River Shootout. Well, when we played football against Chapel, it was the Lake Tyler Shootout. And of course, now they changed it to the Red River. What is it? The Red River, it's not Shootout anymore.
No.
What is it? The Showdown or whatever? Anyway.
Yeah, I think it's Showdown.
But yeah. I think they're ready to play, maybe. I don't know if Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville had their warm-up first. So
I think they did. So
I believe that's what they were doing. So I think we're about ready to get things started.
Catcher's putting his gear on, so that's a good sign.
Got to get it. Oh, goodness. I don't know if they're going to do – I think they're going to forego any type of lineups or anything like that, which
probably
is kind of –
just get started.
Yeah. I don't know. Are they going to do any kind of national anthem or anything like that? I could be wrong. It's happened before.
Not again.
Once or twice. I know, right?
Not twice in one night.
I know, man. What's up with that? All right. I'll tell you what, while we wait, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back here on NETSN.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
course, introducing the starting lineup for the Wildcats. Batting first, the shortstop, number 10, Ben Reed. Batting second baseman, number 6, JoJo Adams. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 24, Maddox Evans. Batting fourth, left fielder, number 8, Gavin Goetz. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 7, Jonathan Orr. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 21, Caleb Russell. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 3, Alex Rodriguez. Batting eighth, third baseman, number 2, Ace Vasquez. Batting ninth, the center fielder, number 4, Hunter Cook. And on the mound tonight is number 12, Braden Jackson. Whitehouse is led by head coach, Rick Branch.
Why are Whitehouse boys doing it first? Because we're the visitors. Oh, it's because we're beating them? Yeah, we're gonna beat them.
And now the starting lineup for your Jacksonville Indians. Batting first, left fielder, number 7, Landon Myers. Batting second, the catcher, number 11, Landon Best. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 12, Isaac Gallegos. Batting fourth, the center fielder, number 2, Isaac Barrera. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 5, Riker Bingham. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 9, Parker Engelhardt. Batting seventh, the pitcher, number 33, Giancarlo Rico. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 3, Jace Riddell. Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 20, Corbin Hewen. And playing right field tonight is number 1, Parker Jones. The Indians are led by head coach Chris, assisted by Jay Alexander. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise if you are able and remove your hat to honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, we are about ready to go as, excuse me, the Wildcats will be, of course, starting off. And finally going to get this game going, Ron.
I am excited.
And that's what we need. And finally getting some names for us. And it's hard on our spring break to get some names and things going. On the mound for the Indians is Giancarlo Rico. Is that correct? Yeah, for the Indians. Yeah. Big number 33, left-hander. And leading things off for the Wildcats is going to be Ben Reed, number 10.
Got a little breeze.
Yeah, it's coming in a little bit.
Feels good.
I'm looking out in center field where the flag is going, and it's coming in straight out of center field. So nice little breeze coming on in.
We will take it.
Yeah, any chance we can get. Nice little crowd here in Jacksonville from both sides, and big, kind of a big crowd from Whitehouse side. So the pitcher's finishing up. He's kind of a big boy on the mound, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I'd say, what position in football does he play?
Checking all our camera angles here for all of you at home. Making sure that we can try to give you the best of the best that we can as Ben Reed steps up to the plate to lead things off. We are right next to a light, and there is a huge buzzing noise coming through.
Yeah.
So I apologize, and that's going to be in there for a strike one. And so Rico looks in, and there they go. Told you it was going to be the way. Get a little life in it. It's going to be a little outside for strike two. I'm kind of right in the way. They're not usually where they're standing, but that's okay.
They made up their own place.
Do what?
They decided their own place.
They do, but that's okay. Rico from the stretch. Here's the pitch. It's going to be low bounce right in front of home plate for ball one. So it goes to 1-2 against Reed. He's the shortstop for the Wildcats. And JoJo Adams on deck for the Wildcats. Going to be a hit right out into left field. Going to drop right in front. Landon Myers. And that'll be a base hit for Ben Reed.
Second baseman number 6, JoJo Adams.
Now JoJo Adams is going to step in with a runner on first. Yeah, big hit there. And check over at first, and they're going to throw. He's back in time.
Yeah, that first base camera turned out really good.
Yeah, it's a little delayed. I don't know why. Of course, we're out here in the boonies.
Yeah.
And he shows a bunt, squared around a bunt was Adams, but he pulled back right in time. I didn't know, I can't tell if he called it a ball.
Yeah,
that's what it'll be. I'm kind of in a bad position here, but it was the only place I could go because everybody was here. So we're kind of in a bad spot, but it's really the only spot we could find. And so I'm counting on you, Ron, to kind of tell me if you can see things and a little bit better. That's in there for a ball. So 2-0 now the count to JoJo Adams. So I'm going to keep you around.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I may have to stand up here in a minute and see if I can get a better lay of the land. And a good hit. It's going to go straight center field. And Barrera is going back, and he gets the catch as Reed goes halfway and is going to have to go back to first. Fly out to center there for JoJo Adams in the first out. And that's going to bring Maddox Evan, the designated hitter, up to the plate for the Wildcats. Left-hander.
That ball is definitely hanging.
Yeah. A little bit of humidity in the air, even though there is some coolness from the breeze. That humidity is going to cause some issues. And they're going to check on Reed again over at first.
Got me a little spot right between the dugout there I can see.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
And
thought it hit him, but it did not.
yeah, I was going to say, but it's a ball on that, so
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to call a strike on an almost hit by pitch. But you know what? Who knows?
Yep, they got it as a ball.
Advance that runner over there. Rico gets set. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a bunt. Down the third base line.
Perfect.
And that's going to put runners at the corners. And that's a good job by Evans to go try to do, I don't know if you would contest that or put that as a sacrifice bunt, but it kind of was. But
it was perfectly placed.
Yeah, but he got on base.
Yeah, he did.
So I'll just put a base hit because that's exactly what it was.
We'll give it to him.
Yeah.
Very well executed.
Gavin Gotez. Is it Gotez?
Nope.
Call him
Come on,
Goats.
go.
Well, you know.
Well, they can call him whatever
They
they
can call him
want.
what they want.
And we'll just call him the same thing.
In there for a strike. 0-1 to Gavin. I'm just going to call him Gavin.
That'll work.
He's going to kind of square for a bunt. Only one out right now. Going to throw over to first. Got to be careful doing that. I always get a little bit restless when they throw over to first and you have a guy 90 feet from home plate and you only got one out. Because you throw a wild one over.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, it's
That's all it takes.
You get a run in.
One thing I was telling Jaren the other night that I do miss in high school football or baseball is a clock.
Yeah, pitch clock. Yeah. They'll bring that in when they get a shot clock in basketball.
Yeah. Need both.
Yeah, they do. Don't get me started on that. I've been talking about that all year.
I know.
Everybody's been mad at me. Pardon me. And that's going to be attempted bunt there by Gavin. Just couldn't put it down. Rico's doing a good job of kind of keeping that ball up and away to kind of thwart the bunt.
Yeah, because you're trying to put it down, but it just comes off the top of it.
And he's got some zip on that baseball on that pitch. And here comes the pitch. It's going to be foul back out. And that's why I parked way far away. Because that's in the parking lot.
That. Did not think about that.
Yeah, I was going to park up, because you get there and I'm like, oh, man, there's all these open parking spots. And I thought, why are all these open parking spots? And then I looked at the proximity to the field.
It's been a few days since I've been to a game.
And that's going to be fouled off as Goats is going to try to keep it going. He's not going to go quietly. Still 1-2 is the count. Runners at the corners. One out for the Wildcats. And Reed itching to get across that home plate and get it going. There's the pitch, and that's going to go in between, right past the third base and in between to the shortstop, and we got to play at third. And he's out at third as Maddox Evans tries to get in there. And just couldn't get there in time. So it's a base hit by Goats. But Maddox Evans gets out at third. So a runner does come home for the Wildcats. They get on the board first. And runner stays at first, but there is 2 outs now for Jonathan Orr, right fielder for the Wildcats.
That was a good bat, too.
That's going to be a good hit over to third base. Off. It's off the foot of Jay Swindell.
Got runners at the corners.
And once again, runners at the corners. And I'm going to say that took a bad bounce. I'm going to call that a base hit.
I don't think he would have been able to stop because the way it came in at an angle.
Yeah, I think that just kind of bounced off and went. Caleb Russell now, the first baseman, is going to come in. 2 outs, 2 on. And Rico trying to get out of the inning with the least amount of damage for the Indians as he can. That's a good pitch, but it's going to go, I guess, a little outside for a ball.
Whitehouse is doing good getting the pitch count up. He's already at 16.
Yeah. Alex Rodriguez on deck for the Wildcats. Oh. That's going to bounce in. And a good stop by Landon Best behind the plate for the Indians.
Mama, that's not the one. That's not the one that needs them.
Ball.
And that will be a
3-0.
ball. Yep, 3-0.
Does he take or does he swing?
You got a pitcher's count you take on this one. And that's going to be outside for ball 4.
Load him up.
So loaded bases now for A-Rod. Alex Rodriguez coming up to the plate.
Where's the Nutter Boy? Where's the Nutter Boy's bases loaded?
He squares around. Got to be careful squaring around when you got 2 outs. And that's going to be
Two balls.
Thank you.
Like I said, I got me a nice little.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the bad area here.
I'll
Left-hander.
help you. I'll help you.
Thank you.
At least I can.
And everybody's shifted over in the outfield, but a huge gap in that center field area. And he pulls back, not in time, though, as he squares around for a bunt. So 2-1 the count. When here, bases loaded.
Yeah, they've got a lot of real estate out there.
They do. If he squared up and just knocked it straight up the middle, because even the second baseman's far back. Oh, a hit by pitch, and that's going to bring in a run. And the bases will still be loaded. And now Ace Vasquez, third baseman.
Yeah, I'm about to say they're going out there to talk to him, calm him down a little bit.
Tell me again how Russell got on. I'm trying to remember.
Russell was a walk.
Walk, okay. Thank you. I thought that's what it was. I just couldn't remember. I had to mark my papers. And Coach is going to have a little bit of a talk.
Settle him in.
Yep. And Whitehouse coach going to have a little bit of talk with the runner at third. And the powwow at the plate is done.
Bases are juiced, ready to go.
Vasquez at the plate. Here's the pitch. And therefore, strike one. So down at the 8 and 9 hitter. Here's the pitch. That's oof. Tried to hit the coach. That was a burner.
0-2.
So no balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 2 out for the Wildcats.
They sealed up that real estate area.
Yeah, I can see that. Here's a pitch by Rico. That's going to go to third base side. And it looks like Jay Swindle is going to take it to third and stop the bleeding. But 2 runs come in here in the top of the first. The Wildcats strike first, and we're going to head to the bottom. We'll be right back. You're watching NETSN on Tuesday Night Baseball. Don't go anywhere.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
I feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
And we are back here at Summers Norman Field on the campus of Jacksonville High School. Braden Jackson on the mound for the Wildcats. Wildcats in the top of the first went 2 runs ahead. And so now they're going to see what the Jacksonville Indians are going to do, as they're going to take to the plate now. And Landon Myers, the left fielder, he's going to head to the home plate first, and let's see what they can do here in the bottom of the first. From the windup and the pitch, high, foul ball back.
Okay,
and
Mr. White Truck, that's good.
Yep, swinging on the first pitch is Landon Myers, and he kind of had a good look on that one, he said. And did the same thing 2 times. So now as a pitcher, you got to make sure that you kind of move it a little bit away from him, see what he does. And we'll see what the coaches bring up for Jackson to pitch. And puts it in, and that looked pretty good, but I guess it was just a little bit too high for the umpire. That was right around the numbers. It looked good to me, but I'm over here.
Well.
Swing and a miss. And he said he tipped it into the glove. And that's out number 1. So Landon Best is going to be headed in, catcher for the Indians. 1 away. And good movement on that ball, but must have been a little inside. Hard for us to see in this position, but as far as the level-wise, it's there. And that's going to go straight up the middle into center field, base hit, as Landon Best gets Jacksonville on the bases. So a duck on the pond for the Indians.
The designated hitter, number 12, Elijah Gallegos.
And now Elijah Gallegos, the designated hitter for the Indians, is stepping up to the plate.
Speaker on bot, speaker.
And we'll see what happens now. Best over on first base. And it's going to be a pass ball, and that's what you got to be careful with.
Exactly what you was talking about a while ago.
And so that's going to put Best over to second. And now the game plan is going to change, I guess, for Gallegos, because I imagine he was set to bunt.
Yeah, try to bring him around.
And try to bring him over to second. And again, a little pass on that.
Well, about a good pickup, but boy, like that could have cost you another base. Very giving up 1.
So we'll see what goes on. Jackson on the mound, ready to go, looking in. Go from the stretch, checks the runner, throws high as Gallegos squares to bunt. Steps into the batter's box. A little deep back in there, but he's not forward. He's kind of in the, I would say, in the middle. Tries a pickoff move. Best back in time. A little Huey Lewis in the news for you. Back in time. Thank you. Dad jokes are abundant here.
Absolutely.
On NETSN.
Absolutely.
Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a pop-up bunt.
Nice.
And a good catch. Great job by Braden Jackson, and he slips on the grass. But cat-like reflexes off the mound with the out. And keeps Best from advancing to third. Does a great job for out number 2. So 2 away. And Isaac Barrera coming in. Barrera, the center fielder for the Indians. Excuse me. Jackson set. Here's the pitch. That's going to be fouled off over to the Whitehouse dugout. A good swing, but just a little bit in front of it. I think that had a little bit of a movement on it from Jackson.
Yeah, just a little bit. Of course, like you said, from over here, just look straight.
Right. Jackson sets from the stretch. And turns and looks, but no go. Makes a good decision not to make the throw. Doesn't want to give anything away to the Indians.
Don't make them earn it.
Right. And here's the pitch. And that looked good. And
ball, 1-1.
However,
like I said, the height of it looks perfect for us.
yeah. Well, Barrera did kind of squat on that one, so I don't know if that, I doubt that had anything to do. But inside for that one. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Barrera. 1 on and 2 outs. And a good, the plate umpire called a balk, but the field umpire did a good job of overturning because Jackson did step off the rubber. And here's the pitch. It's going to be low.
You like it when they do talk, so that way
Yeah.
you get it right.
Rodriguez doing a good job of framing those pitches.
3-1.
So 3-1 now the count. And the pitch. And a good job. Kind of hemmed him up there on that pitch. But I think Jackson just kind of reared back and just put some fire on it.
He said, okay, I'm done with this. Let me just
I'm tired of you. I'm tired of playing tiddlywinks. Let's just throw this sucker.
I'm going to throw you a strike on, put
Yep.
it over the plate, but you got to hit it.
Get her done. Here's the set by Jackson. And the pitch. That one's going to go straight over to second base.
Nice
and
play.
good job by JoJo Adams to get the side retired. No runs come in. 1 left on for the Indians. We're going to head through 1 to the second inning. We'll be right back. You're watching Tuesday Night Baseball here on NETSN for the Whitehouse Wildcats. Don't go anywhere.
It was about 7:30 in the morning, just like every other day. I was leaving Glendale, coming into Tyler on my way to work, and then the unexpected happened. My brother told me about Shane McGuire at the McGuire firm and how hard he fights for his clients. I met with Shane, he took care of me and my family, and got me on the road to healing so I could get back to normal days with those who matter most.
I'm Shane McGuire from the McGuire firm. We're here for you.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert and the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
And we're back here at Summers Norman Field on the campus of Jacksonville High School in beautiful Tomato World, Jacksonville, Texas.
Tomato. Tomato Bowl.
I played in the Tomato Bowl before they redid it in the old days of the grass field and all the fun stuff there. And so next up,
Hunter Cook.
yep, going to be the bottom of the lineup. Batter number 9 is going to be Hunter Cook. He's going to be leading things off for the Wildcats. As Rico is going to try to hopefully get a little bit better outing here in the top of the second. 2-0 is your score as Braden Jackson left one on in the bottom of the first.
Sitting off the top of the second, center fielder number 4, Hunter Cook.
So Cook stepping in.
Whitehouse had some opportunities the last inning, so they need to capitalize on those.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they had 2 runs, which is good, but
Yeah.
should have had a lot more.
And hopefully they will make a difference in this one. That's going to be high, right around the neck for a ball. Again, if you would like to chat with us, our chat is open. Just let us know. And there's a bunt. It's going to go down. And I thought that was going to hit, and my first base camera is frozen. So that's not good. I don't know why my first base camera is frozen.
Shortstop, number 10, Ben Reed.
But it is. We'll do some technical resourcing here and see what happened. It's always something, isn't it?
Always a challenge.
Back to the top of the lineup. Ben Reed. He had a base hit last inning. Rico looking in. He goes straight from the stretch. He didn't really have a windup. That's a high fly ball over to right field. And it's going to be caught. That's going to be Glenn, I believe, for the out.
Second baseman, number 6, JoJo Adams.
That's a quick 2 outs.
Yeah, it was. Looks like my near stream got turned off. That's going to be a good hit into left field. And Myers comes in for the out.
The designated hitter, number 24.
So I thought that was, I'm sorry, I thought that was, I'm confused.
Adams. Hunter Cook got out, and then Reed got out.
Oh, okay.
Or Reed was
Oh, we had a
on
base. Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. So Reed, that was my bad. I thought we had 3 outs already. But it looks like Adams had a base hit.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I thought that, I thought Myers got it, but it dropped in front of him. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
That's okay.
Well, it's when you're doing 800 million things, you look down once.
That's all it takes.
And
you look up and you're
yeah,
like,
I'm
what
like,
just happened?
man, trying to produce and do, strikes, balls, outs, all that kind of good stuff. So, ooh, that's going to be a hit by pitch. Hit him in the helmet. So Maddox Evans is going to head to first base. Second hit by pitch of the game. Alex Rodriguez was the first one back in the first inning.
Left fielder number 8, Gavin
So now it's 2 on, 2 out, and Goetz is going to head up. He got a base hit.
Yeah, got him a base hit and a little RBI last time.
He has a runner on first and second. Nope. Tried to catch him and almost got him. But Adams gets back in time. Rico sets up, brings it home. And it's going to be a little inside for a ball. They're going to try to get him again, and
He had a pretty good lead there for a
yeah,
minute.
he did. And I was a little worried there for just 1 second. I wasn't quite sure what was about to happen.
I think where he was at, if he would have thrown the ball back to second, he'd just taken off the third.
He's going to go, and a foul ball back. That was a
Hit and run.
hit and run set right there.
1-1.
So 1-1 the count. Goetz looking in, waiting on the pitch. Rico checking, and I think he's going to make Adams go back.
So seeing Adams doing that out there reminds me when Kyle played baseball, because Kyle had a lot of speed.
Yeah.
And he would be out there and he would be clapping his hands. He'd be bouncing
Yeah.
around. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I thought that was just his mouth with a lot of speed. I thought that was
It does too.
a little low for a ball. I hope he's not listening.
Oh, he probably not. Oh, yeah, but boy, he would mess with those pitchers. My gosh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I never did that. I the only speed I had was with my mouth, and I just talked. I just talked trash. That's all I did.
You know, as long as you could back it up.
Well, I could, and not with speed, but I mean, I wasn't the greatest batter in the world, but I was enough. I could put it down the third base line.
Yeah.
And I just love to do that. Just put it anywhere near me, and I could probably just put it down the third base line. And he's going to go to third. And in there on time. And both runners move on that one.
Got full count, 2 outs.
Yeah.
Nice.
So a big pitch here for Rico and a big at-bat for Goetz. Let's see what happens. Rico with the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball into center field. Everybody's moving. And the right fielder's going to get it for round number 3. So Wildcats lead 2 on. No runs come through. 2-0 is still your score. We're going to head to the bottom of the second. And we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Riker Bingham is going to be leading things off for Jacksonville here in the bottom of the second. And that one's going to be in there for a ball. And I'm trying to figure out the umpire's strike zone. I can't figure that out yet. There's a strike.
But
again, I can't figure out.
he's okay. He's being consistent.
Yeah.
On both sides, so he is doing that. He's calling the same pitches on both of them.
Swung on and missed by Bingham. So 1-2 is the count.
Because we always say you can be wrong, but be consistent.
Right. That's all I care about. That's going to be a little bit low. He released it just a tad late. And I think that was going to be a little bit of a changeup. Here's the pitch. And there's a hit out straight center field. Hunter Cook is going to bring it in for out number 1. And Parker Englehart. I was reading his last name and first name. I almost said Parker Hart. My bad.
Hey, we just gave you a new name.
I know, right? Englehart. Waiting on the pitch.
Start a new fad.
And it swung on a beautiful pitch by Jackson. That one just pulled the string and put it right over the plate. Beautifully done. That's going to go over to Vasquez over to first.
Nice scoop.
Russell. Nice out. Five, 3 put up. Gotta love the 5-3 put out.
Nice, pretty play.
It was purdy. So 2 away. And that'll bring the pitcher, Giancarlo Rico, to the plate. Uh-oh. And that's going to go down for a base hit.
Next up with the Indians, third baseman, number 3, Jay Swindell.
So Jay Swindell is going to step in. And we're going to have a pinch runner. And it looks like it's going to be Cord Glenn, the right fielder, who's going to come in.
Trying to hang around, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Swindell getting set. And that's going to go off the glove of Rodriguez. But good pitch, but it's going to be called a ball.
So those pitchers coming in there, they have to be going
they're
outside or something.
inside, outside somewhere.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we're not in a position to see it.
No.
I'm kind of trying to look at the, excuse me,
Camera and see
at the
where's
camera and see.
2-0.
So 2-0 now the count. Here's the pitch. Fouled back for a strike, so 2-1 now the count.
Left side.
And that one's going to go down third base line. Throw across the field and
nice.
In time. Out number 3. So we're through 2 here at Summers Norman Field in Jacksonville. And we'll be right back. You're watching NETSN. Don't go anywhere, guys.
It was about 7:30 in the morning, just like every other day. I was leaving Glendale, coming into Tyler on my way to work, and then the unexpected happened. My brother told me about Shane McGuire at the McGuire firm and how hard he fights for his clients. I met with Shane, he took care of me and my family, and got me on the road to healing. so I could get back to normal days with those who matter most.
I'm Shane McGuire from the McGuire Firm. We're here for you.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
Jonathan Orr leading things off for the Wildcats.
Breeze is definitely picking up.
Right. Going to be foul back.
White truck, but the wrong one. That's good.
Yay.
Good hand right here, babe.
Sorry, folks, it was yours, but it's not mine.
Right. Here's the pitch. Ooh.
He thought about it.
Yeah, he wanted that one. He went for it. He wanted it.
Hey, good hand right here, kid. Come on.
1 and 1.
Here's the pitch. That one's going to bounce as well. So 2-1 now the count.
Let's go, 7.
Good hit, right field. And that's going to drop. And a base hit.
Hey, let's go 2-1.
That was a good shot right there.
Yeah, that was a good, solid hit to right field. And Orr gets a base hit, and Wildcats back on the pond. Caleb Russell's going to head to the plate. See what he can get done.
Let's go 21.
It's like, oh, Rico. Getting ready to pitch. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be high as Russell squares for the bunt.
Yeah, I've got to admit it. You normally don't hear the guys doing that.
I know. It's kind of nice.
I like it. Got a little piece of that one.
Russ, get the ball.
1 and 1.
Here's the pitch.
They keep on telling Orr, get off that bag, get off that bag.
I'm just listening to the boys. I think it's fun.
2 and 1.
All right, Russell getting the play from the third base coach. He's kind of half squared for a bunt. And he's going to bunt. And it's going to go straight up. And it's missed. And the play at first, he's safe. Runner's going to go to third. We're going to have runners at the corner as the ball goes by. Now we're going to have runners at first and second. Or third and second.
Wow.
Wow. So a base hit.
Base hit in there.
Turns into a double. So Alex Rodriguez is not going to come in. He was hit by a pitch at his first at-bat back in the first inning. Runners at second and third. Nobody out.
That's making things happen.
Right. Rico from the stretch brings the pitch. It's going to be bunted as well. Past first base, or past the pitcher. Nobody's taking care of things. And a little bit of confusion there. And now you got runners at the corners.
Little base hit, little RBI.
Yeah, Ace Vasquez heading in. Let's see what he can do. Still no outs. Run comes in.
Ball right here.
Yeah, a little nickel and dime, but hey, nickel and dime does the work. Here's the pitch. And a little low. Good job to pull back is Vasquez. He was the final out of the first inning.
They've definitely gotten vocal.
Oh, yeah. And that one's going to be down the first base line. And it's a race. And a toss. And
safe. Called him safe.
And a run comes in. It is now 4-0. Runners at first and second.
What do you say here, Brian?
Hunter Cook.
Here you go, Cookie.
And still no outs. Excuse me.
What in the
nope. Yeah, I don't know what that was.
So you had the second base, shortstop run into third base. You had the second baseman going over to second.
I think they thought it was a called hit and run, and I think they thought that he was going to go.
Oh, there they go.
Yeah, I thought they.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Called that one a strike.
Because that just threw me off completely when they.
Yeah, I think they expected a hit and run on that.
Yeah.
And so they were just covering for maybe a rundown situation. Rico sets and steps off. Checks the runners. Nobody out. Do what now?
No outs.
Yeah, nobody out. 2 on. And there's the pitch. It's going to be high. And a good job by Landon Best to kind of put Rodriguez back over at second. 1-1 the count.
That's my man. My man. That's my man. The pitcher's name is Sally. Andre, where are you, Andre? I can't find you, Andre.
I think they're in his head. I think they're getting his head.
There's the pitch, and it's going to go past, and the runners are going to advance. And actually, it could have been worse. I got to give Best credit. He kind of kept it as least damaging as he could.
He wanted to throw, and then he decided, nope, I'm not going to throw behind the runners.
And it did. If it had gone back any further, it could have been something that could have been more damaging because Rico didn't come to home.
Right.
And that's where you're. I mean,
nobody came.
Yeah, nobody came to help at home, and that would have been. There's a bunt. And we have a little bit of a problem.
Uh-oh.
And, he called him out at third as we had a tie-up at third base. And so there's our first out of the inning.
That I guess you could consider a sacrifice. But
yeah. But instead of having a runner 90 feet away, now you got him from first and second. And now you have a back at the top of the lineup, Ben Reed. And he's going to bunt it, try to get down the third base line. So Rico hitting back. Nobody warming up or anything on the Jacksonville side, so I'm not sure if they're going to do anything on that side. Lively bunch to the right of us here in the Whitehouse dugout.
Yes, it is.
And that was a good pitch, but a little outside. 1-0. Where's it 1-1?
Showing 1-1, yeah.
Rico looking in. 4-0 is the score here in the top of the third inning. Steps off the rubber. Reed squaring and pulls back in time. And I think you're right. I think they're getting a little bit into Rico's head right now.
They are.
And Rico getting set from the stretch. And the pitch. That's going to go down to third base line. And foul ball. And if that was foul, that was just foul.
Yeah, I mean, it was just barely on that line.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on, 1 out. And that was a beautiful bunt. Just couldn't drop it.
They've been putting them down tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And they are making him.
Yeah, they're working hard on it. Yeah. Steps off. Rico I think he's trying to more so get his wits about him than he is trying to caring about the base runners at this time. I think
Probably
he's just trying to
figure it out.
Here comes the pitch. And that one's going to be swing away in between third and short. And a runner's going to come home. And an RBI single for Reed. He's going to make it 5-0. Brings up JoJo Adams.
Well, you know, you think about it, you put your infield kind of to sleep because they were waiting for the bunt, and all of a sudden they hit. And like, oh.
That's what small ball will do to you a little bit. Pardon me. And JoJo Adams immediately showing. Bunt pulls back. Rico takes a look. Here's the pitch. And JoJo pulls back on the bunt. for ball one. Yeah, Coach Branch doing a lot of small ball here against Jacksonville. And I don't think it's just against Jacksonville. He did that a lot against Marshall.
Did he?
I think that's just the game plan that he does. He's got a lot of speed on the team. And so it's just something that he's good at, and he noticed is a key to his game. And they have that ability. But what I like about it is the way that he does it is it allows them to be able to pull back and hit if need be. And that one's going to be a good bunt. Going to go down the third base line and doesn't allow a make. And that's going to load the bases. A beautiful base hit by JoJo Adams.
They must have been training on this because they are placing some beautiful bunts.
And like I said, that I've been watching it, and that was what they did against Marshall a little bit. They showed it a lot more. They pulled back and hit a lot more against Marshall. They didn't really play the small ball aspect against Marshall last week.
You can't afford to play them in because as soon as you pull in,
then
they hit it.
Evans has had Maddox Evans stepping in. He takes that first one for a strike. But he's had a base hit, and he was hit by pitch last at bat.
Yep.
He's the DH. But bases are now loaded, right? Yeah, bases loaded. I was looking at first. Bases loaded for the Wildcats. Only one out. And he's going to bunt that down the third base line.
Oh, my God.
And that's going to be a beautiful bunt, and it's just going to die. And I'll tell you right now,
that's where the grass comes in.
Yeah. I was exactly going to say the same thing. Was this grass is playing a huge factor in this situation where it's stopping it just right on it. And not only just the grass, but the wetness of the grass, the moisture in it is causing that big of a problem.
If you had turf, that would have been rolling faster.
Oh, yeah.
Different, total different.
Goats stepping in. And that's going to be the end there for a strike. Bases still loaded, just one out. 6-0 is your score. Wildcats with the lead here in the top of the third inning.
And I am surprised they do not have anybody warming up. Oh,
and that one's going to be a wild pitch behind.
That's just
it's going to be a play at the plate, and he's safe. So a good play. Runners advance. And that was Ben Reed on that play at the plate. And 1-1 is now the count. And what did you say before that? Nobody warming up?
Yeah, there's still nobody warming up, which he's at 65 pitches.
Well, here comes Coach.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is going to be a switch or just a talking to. But I tell you what, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. You're watching NETSN.
It was about 7:30 in the morning, just like every other day. I was leaving Lindale, coming into Tyler on my way to work, and then the unexpected happened. My brother told me about Shane McGuire at the McGuire firm and how hard he fights for his clients. I met with Shane, he took care of me and my family, and got me on the road to healing so I could get back to normal days with those who matter most.
I'm Shane McGuire from the McGuire firm. We're here for you.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
And we are back.
Should be at the bottom of the order.
Yep, Corbin McCune starting things off. He's going to hit it straight out into right field, and it's going to drop right in front of Jonathan Orr to get things started. So a first pitch hit for the Indians, trying to get some of those runs back that the Wildcats took there in the top of the third.
I think both of those hits out there at right field, the wind is having some play on them because it's bringing them in.
It pushed them down a little bit.
Yeah.
Swung on and missed for a strike. And I tell you what, Braden Jackson, he really is, he's only at 29 pitches.
Yeah.
So he's had a very kind of a
very productive,
mild, productive night. We do have some action going on now in the Jacksonville bullpen area. And that's going to be a bunt attempt, and it's going to go backwards. And so that's 2 outs. I would imagine he won't try that again.
Yeah, I think you got to go give Rico some help. He's.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And it looks like Oscar Arredondo is warming up. Correction. Brighton Gary. I think that's number 6. Yeah, Brighton Gary is warming up for the Indians. On to the count. To Myers. That's going to go up the middle. And a good bounce. Going to try to get him at second and safe. Oh, that was almost there.
That was close.
A beautiful play by Reed. And just took an unfortunate bounce.
Yeah, that's a base hit, though.
It is a base hit by Myers. He struck out in the first, but now here comes Landon Best. And now you're in a little bit of a pickle. You got first and second. Not out of the realm of possibility to get a double play here. So going to have a switching ball here.
Didn't like that one.
Didn't like that ball. So now the Wildcats looking at a possible bunting situation here, I would imagine.
Yeah, first has moved in.
Yeah, I think they're going to play on that a little bit. And so I think that coach for Jacksonville is going to change up what they were going to do now. Now Jackson ready with the pitch, and that's going to go over to first. And we're going to have a 4-6-3 double play. Almost got it. And a beautiful play. Well, dang. Gotta love that 4-6-3. That was beautiful.
2 outs, let's go.
Almost made you wonder with him coming up.
Yeah.
He was out of position, but he right back over there to it.
And Gallegos takes the first one for a ball. So that was actually, I put it as a ground out, but it was actually a fielder's choice. And he still got out, so.
Did not work.
Swung on and missed for strike one.
Wow. 1-2.
1-2. All right, Jackson. I'm wondering if he's going to do a little pull string action here. Just try to just do a little change up. Nope, he's just going to go a high heat and try to make him go for it. Not a bad pitch to go. 2 on. So 2-2 is the count. 2 out, 1 on. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be
good block.
And a good job by Rodriguez to get in front of that and keep that runner over there at third. Full count. So this one you just kind of, I'd go a little bit up and in, bunch him up on the inside. Yep, and he's going to go straight back to first. Jackson with the throw over to first. Nice and play. Not a bad 1-3 put out to end the third inning. We're through 3, heading on to the 4th. Left 1 on, no runs came across. Started out a little bit good for Jacksonville. They got some things going, but that 4-6-3 put out for the double play really didn't kind of put the wind out of their sails. And so 9-0 heading into the top of the 4th. Wildcats will be coming in, and it looks like who do we got coming up?
I believe we got Russell coming up.
Russell's going to come up, so he's going to be leading things off.
Rodriguez. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, A-Rod. Rodriguez. Sorry, he's going to be coming up. When they double up and they go, that way it kind of messes up. So Alex Rodriguez, the catcher, is going to be leading things off here in the top of the 4th. We'll be right back. You're watching NETSN Wildcat Baseball. Don't go anywhere. We got a good one, folks. We'll see you in a minute.
It was about 7:30 in the morning, just like every other day. I was leaving Lindale, coming into Tyler on my way to work, and then the unexpected happened. My brother told me about Shane McGuire at the McGuire firm and how hard he fights for his clients. I met with Shane. He took care of me and my family and got me on the road to healing so I could get back to normal days with those who matter most.
I'm Shane McGuire from the McGuire firm. We're here for you.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
Alex Rodriguez leading things up. Oh, I forgot to do some business here. There we go. Now we got it. Rodriguez.
Got to clean off the board.
Yeah. I get sidetracked. My brain goes 100 miles an hour. And that one's going to be a little dribbler over to second. It's going to go through.
Yeah.
And that's going to be an E4. Because that wasn't a bounce or anything. That was just a unfortunate event for Riker Bingham over there on first base. Or second base, excuse me.
Pitch hitting for the Wildcats, number 1, Tyler Keene.
And I'm not sure what's going on. I think are they bringing in a pinch runner? Rodriguez, the catcher. Usually they bring in a runner. I can't tell if they're bringing in a courtesy runner. I can't see.
I couldn't tell either.
Well, anyway, it's a possibility we have a courtesy runner. We just can't see. We have about 20 kids in our way.
Every time we move,
We have the Whitehouse Wildcat baseball team in our way. I could tell them to move, but they got to play a game, so that doesn't really work.
Number 15.
Okay. Here's the pitch. It's going to bounce, and that's going to move the runner number 16, actually.
16, I'm sorry.
No, that's
Joshua
okay.
Henry.
Yeah, Josh Henry. Junior. Not junior. He is a junior, not Josh Henry Jr., sorry. He is a junior. So that'll put a runner over there on second now, a little bit closer. Vasquez is asking for time. Now that Henry's over at second, here's the pitch. He's going to pull back for a ball. 2-0 the count. Rico's still on the mound for the Indians.
I was just going to say it. I was surprised.
And trying to catch the runner. And Henry does a good job to stay over at second.
He just looked like, no.
Yeah, he's like,
I don't think so.
Not today, Junior. Not today. Rico getting set. Here's the pitch. And a good pullback. And that's a walk. I was one behind, my bad.
Well, the board was too, I think, because I didn't see it.
And this, I believe we're going to have a pitching change here. Because this is the second time the coaches come out, and I believe that's going to do it for Rico. And that's going to bring in who we were talking about just a minute ago, which I believe is going to be number 6, Brighton Gary. But let's just wait to get the official word.
Oh, no, they're bringing one in from the outfield, it looks like.
No, I think they're taking out number 15.
Taking him out and putting 33. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Putting Rico out in the outfield.
Right. Which I don't even know who that was.
We didn't have him on here.
No, we didn't. He didn't start. Parker Jones was number 15, but I don't know where he was. But anyway, where did Rico go?
He went to, well, he's out there with all three of them, so I don't know.
So I guess he's in right field. Riker Bingham was the original supposed to be out in right field.
Now coming in to pitch for the Indians, number 6, Brighton Gary.
So Brighton Gary is now pitching, and that'll put number 33, Rico, out into the right field area, I'm guessing. Brighton Gary.
You know, at first I didn't know if they were just going to ride his arm because of the score and just instead of wasting another pitcher, but
Well, and also you got to look at, they're playing again on Friday.
right.
And it may be one of those situations where you're trying to save a little bit.
Right. That's why I was wondering if that's why they were keeping him in for that purpose, which would make sense.
So we have Gary on the mound now, another left-hander.
Center fielder number 4, Hunter Cook.
Different pitcher, different look.
Now Hunter Cook had a sacrifice bunt, I'm guessing. Yeah, sacrifice bunt, his last at bat. Nobody out for the Wildcats.
No outs.
And that's going to be just about the neck high for a ball.
Runner on second. Mr. Henry.
And that's a little bit high. Good job by Best to keep that in his glove in front of him. Don't want to advance Henry. Here's the pitch. That's going to be fouled back for a strike. A little bit behind the ball there was Cook. Steps off.
Let's go, four. Hey, let's go, Cook. You got it, John. Source, are you? At the bag. Away.
Here's the pitch, and that's going to be pulled back.
Nope, he called it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he called a strike.
Wow. It used to be the umpires were more boisterously loud when strikes were called.
Yeah. This one I don't know.
He's like, ah.
He's out of there.
I know when I umpired, when I was an umpire back in my younger dumb days, Henry goes, and so does. Oh, we have a play at the plate. Sorry, I had my head was on the swivel. I was trying to figure out what was going on.
So we stole third and stole home.
Yes.
Yes.
And stole second.
Yeah.
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 We were just doing a lot of stealing, and that's just how we roll.
That's what
that was
happens
Tyler
when you throw
Keene.
behind the runner.
Tyler Keene was the pinch runner. That's going to be fouled off. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, wait.
Well, I saw Henry take off, and I thought, okay. But then about that time, he was taking off, and they were looking at him. And
yeah. Well, and I had forgotten that Vasquez walked.
Yeah.
Because I guess when the pitcher came in, I didn't look at it. So that was my fault. Here's the pitch. That's a high. And a ball four. So runners at first and second, still no outs. No outs. Kind of having a repeat and repeat sitting on a log. Now we're back at the top of the lineup. Ben Reed hit an RBI single last inning. As he digs in. And that's going to be low for a ball.
Yeah, Reed's 2 for 3 tonight, so that's not a bad night.
Not bad at all.
And an RBI, so that'll work.
Yeah, he flew out to right in the second inning, but other than that, he's had a base hit and an RBI single.
Yeah.
Not bad. Oh, and a hit by a pitch.
Well, okay.
So I don't know if we jinxed him on that. But that's going to load the bases there, Ron.
Load the bases, no outs.
Second baseman, number 6.
And unfortunately, their pitchers are struggling tonight.
And the winning run is represented on deck right now. And that's Maddox Evans. That's going to be in there for a strike. And that's only if there's no outs and we make it,
Right.
Because it's 15 after 4, 10 after
10
5.
after 5.
So if they get to 15, that's why I said he represents that winning run.
The potential.
The potential winning run, excuse me, yes. Is it 2 and 1 or 1 and 1?
1 and 1.
I don't think I cleared on that last one. JoJo Adams. He is got that ball. He's got a fly out in the first, base hit to the left, and a base hit. So he's two for
2 for 3 as
3.
well. That's what you like to see is your
Yeah.
leadoffs hitting the ball.
That's going to go into left field. And they're going to send 2. That's going to bring 2 run home. Make it 12-0. And put runners at first and second for Maddox Evans. And I think Maddox, actually, we're going to have a pinch hitter. So Maddox is coming out, and number 27, Price Bryan, the senior. A large man.
Big boy.
That's a big boy. I don't think he looked like they had to.
Boy, I think I'll call him man. Young man.
Hitting number 27, Price Bryan.
Gary looking in. And here's the pitch. It's going to bounce down for a ball. And Bryan sits up, trying to look for something. Going to hit it over to the right-hand side and fumbled by the second baseman.
Got him.
But he got him. That's going to be the first out. Not bad, though, because it does advance the runners 90 feet. And 2 in scoring position now.
Left fielder number 8, Gavin Goat.
Just pretty much a hard hit bunt.
Yeah.
He did his job. He moved around.
But a good job by Corbin McCure to get over there, second baseman, to get kind of a good pursuit angle is what you want to call it. It's in there for a strike. And that's Gavin Goats. It's going to be high for a ball. That looked to be kind of good. I don't know if Gary released it a little bit too early on that one.
Yeah.
It rose too far for him. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a fly ball, fouled out. So it'll be 1-2 now the count. We want to, again, thank you for watching. You can chat with us. Just remember, this is a lot of families do this. If you're going to chat with us, make it clean, make it respectable.
Yeah.
We'll be respectful to you. You be respectful to us. That's all we ask. Outside for a ball. So 2-2 the count. 2 on, still, what do we have? 1 out.
1 out.
And here's the pitch from Gary, inside for a ball. So now full count.
Still runner at second, third.
And Gavin potentially represents the winning run. But again, a lot can happen between now and then. And that's a foul ball. Beautifully struck, but
yeah, it was.
Just needed to straighten up just a little bit.
Well, you know, Gavin's already got a couple RBIs, so I guess he would just like to have a couple more.
Right. Wildcats' next game will be on Friday against Jacksonville. Once again, it'll be home at Whitehouse.
Girls play Thursday.
Girls play Thursday against Lufkin. And that's going to be a base hit into left field, and that's going to bounce off. Left fielder going to be play it short, or second, excuse me. Bring 2 more runs in.
Told you he wanted a couple more RBIs.
So that's going to bring Jonathan Orr. And Orr's been a little bit, he's 2 for 2 base hits. So Goats on second, represents the winning run. Potential, yes. That's high. And Goats going to head to third.
Now 90 feet away.
So if I were Orr, I'd be just swinging as hard as I can.
Yeah.
As far and as hard.
Why not? Why not?
Just let her rip.
Because all you want to do right now is get it in the outfield.
Get a sac fly in the outfield as far back as you can. That's going to be high on the outside for ball 2.
2-0.
Gary looking in. From the stretch, here's the pitch. That's going to bounce kind of right behind home plate for ball 3.
Now, if he puts one over the plate, I'm swinging.
Yeah. Well, you're ahead in the count. You swing. Anything close, you swing right now.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what he's going to do. Far, high, right field. And we have a tag up. And in is Goats. And that's going to be 15. Are they going to call the game? No, because it's a home team. Never mind.
Yeah.
My bad. So they got 15. I was thinking we were in Whitehouse. So that puts 15 on the board. And 2 outs. So nobody on base. Oops. Wind is picking up here.
Yeah, it is.
As Caleb Russell is at the plate. He's walked and had a base hit. And so, that's going to be called a strike.
1-1.
That got good movement on that one for Gary. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. 1-2 now.
He kind of laid off of that one.
Yeah, I think he pulled a little bit. On the stretch, here's the pitch. That's going to go foul ball off to the third base.
One and two. 2 outs.
And another foul ball. Kind of trying to stick around, I guess.
Just to give you an idea of the pitching tonight, Jackson's got 38 or 39 pitches in 4 innings. And you've got, or 3 innings, excuse me, and you've got 31 on Gary already.
Oh, wow.
In this inning.
That's going to go foul as well.
Ooh.
And a foul ball again.
He loves that left side.
He really does. And Swindell over there just like, man, give me something. Give me something to get. And that one's fouled back as well. Once again.
2-2.
So he finally decided not to swing.
It's like that was just too high to
Right?
swing that one.
He's scary with the pitch. And once again, and he's just in front of it way too much.
Yeah. He don't want to wait.
Yeah.
He's not going to wait for it.
If he waited on it, who knows when it will land.
Yeah.
And now we got a full count. So something's going to happen. Well, I mean, something's been happening. He'll foul it off again. We'll see.
He's either going to foul it off or he's going to go over there and stand on first base.
Yeah. One or another. And here's the pitch. And fouled off again. So, how's everybody doing? How are you spending your Tuesday night?
Oh.
What's the pitch count?
38. He's about to match Jackson's pitch count.
Oh, wow.
In one inning. Golly, bless his heart.
Half of that's on one batter.
Yeah.
Oh, swung and a miss and put him down. Strike three for a strikeout. And the damage got done on that one as the Wildcats are now 15-0 over to Jacksonville. So if the Wildcats come back here at the bottom of the fourth and hold the Indians to scoreless, that'll be the end of the ball game. But that's a lot of stuff riding on that. We'll see if Braden Jackson can come out and get it done. You're watching Wildcat Baseball on NETSN. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
It was about 7:30 in the morning, just like every other day. I was leaving Lindale, coming into Tyler on my way to work, and then the unexpected happened. My brother told me about Shane McGuire at the McGuire firm and how hard he fights for his clients. I met with Shane. He took care of me and my family and got me on the road to healing so I could get back to normal days with those who matter most.
I'm Shane McGuire from the McGuire firm. We're here for you.
And we are back to Summers Norman Field. Isaac Barrera is going to lead things off here in the bottom of the fourth as soon as I make the change. There we go, bottom of the fourth. There we are.
There we go.
And see what he can do for Jacksonville.
Yep. Filled up.
Braden Jackson puts that one in there for a ball. Wildcats have to hold Jacksonville in order to end the ball game on the run rule for this inning. There's going to be hit down the first base line, and he's going to keep it to himself as Caleb Russell makes the first out. And that's going to bring Riker Bingham
Second baseman number 5.
to the plate for the Indians. Bingham is flown out. That is a bat earlier. Here's the windup of the pitch. And that's going to be pulled the string, but it might have been inside. Looked good from here, but again, we're in kind of a bad position. But
our vantage point is different.
It's a beautiful pitch by Jackson. Here he is again. Swung on and missed for a strike. 1-1. And here's the pitch. Oh, you want to check down?
Yeah,
he went.
He went at it.
They said he went around. Jackson with the pitch. And a little half swing. And we got to play it first. And it's safe. It's going to go underneath. And a good try.
What a play.
JoJo Adams tried really hard. And correction, I'm sorry, that was Gavin Goetz. No, they put somebody else there. That was Ben Reed. I was reading the wrong one. I was looking at the left field one. That's on me. I make this thing to make it easier, and I mess up reading it.
Confused yourself.
I did. I confused myself. Parker Englehart now to the plate. Gets that first one for a ball. Good pitch in there for a strike. That's that beautiful little changeup he has.
Seems to be right on target with it, too.
Yep. Now here would be a great opportunity for Jackson to put it in for that double play, but a swing and a miss for a strike will work as well. Here's the pitch. That's going to be out in the right field. I'm going to shoot two to try to get it. And a good play by Jonathan Orr to get that lead runner. Giancarlo, Rico is going to be in.
2 outs.
So 2 away.
Run on first.
Rico coming in. Rico has a base hit.
You know he wants to do something on the plate.
And a ball's called on that. Jackson going from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And another. So 2 of what looked like good pitches were not, according to Blue. So 2-0 the count. And lefty on lefty is hard to judge sometimes. Another.
He has got to be outside.
Yeah, that's got to be way outside. 3-0.
Because, yeah, I mean, they look like they're just coming right in.
Here's the pitch. It's in there for a strike. That one looked low. What are you going to do? 3-1 the count. And here's the pitch. That one's going to go. And go to the easy bag, and that's going to be it. And I believe that's going to be the ball game. And so let's see.
Heard them say they got one more inning.
Oh, are they going to do one more? I guess I guess they are. They're not going to do the 15 after 4. They just do the 10. Okay.
Okay.
Well, all right then. We were wrong. Usually they do that, but I guess they're just going to play.
Yeah, she told me that last meeting.
So, all right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Our bad.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
And we are back to start the 5th inning. I think Ron and I were discussing a little bit. He was telling me, and I kind of agree, I guess, in district play, you have to go 5 innings. I believe that is correct. So the 15 after 4 is only for regular season, but not district. So it's 10 after 5. This will be, barring anything catastrophic, this will be the final inning. But anything can happen. We've seen it.
All it takes is 1 inning.
And Brighton Gary is still on the mound for Jacksonville. And it looks like Rodriguez is going to be starting things off here in the 5th inning.
I would think now they're just going to go ahead and swing away. They're not going to try to bunt and everything.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to play the small ball like they have. They're just going to pitch it or swing at anything that's close.
Yeah.
1-0 pitch. And it's going to be outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count.
Hey, good headed 3, let's go.
Little action in the bullpen over there on the Jacksonville side. Pitch by Gary. And a good pitch. Good little breaking ball. In there for a strike. 2-1 pitch. And that's going to be inside. Don't forget that Thursday, again, we'll be bringing you the the Lady Cats softball game on Thursday night here on NETSN. If you're not able to make that, out at the Wildcat Athletic Complex, that was going to be a tipped ball, so it'll be a full count. And then on Friday at the Whitehouse Wildcat Athletic Complex, Wildcats will be taking on the Jacksonville Indians at home. Lady Cats take on the Lufkin Lady Panthers on Thursday. And Ron and I will be doing that one. I think Dylan and Travis will be doing the baseball game. That's going to be ball 4. And we'll put Rodriguez on first. We've got a new batter. Tyler Keene is in there for Ace Vasquez. So Tyler Keene, a new batter for the Wildcats. And there's the pitch. That's going to be high, flying over our heads in the foul ball. And hit somebody's
that
vehicle,
side, so
but it was
good.
not mine.
It was not the white one either. As long as it missed the white Dodge, I'm okay.
And that's going to be a ball. Wildcats looking for their second
district
win tonight. That's in there for a strike. 1-2 the count. On deck is Josh Henry. And that's going to be a good hit out into left center field. Landon Myers went a long way to get that one. But Tyler Keene with the fly out, and now Josh Henry in for Hunter Cook. And one away for the Wildcats here in the top of the fifth. Runner on first. It's going to be in there for a strike. Good pitch by Gary. Ben Reed is on deck. He's still 2 for 3 as he was hit by a pitch his last at bat. Reed was. It's going to be high. 1-1.
But I've been able to rotate some guys through tonight too, so that's good.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to do that a little bit, possibly. And probably put some more in the outfield as that one goes outside for a ball. 2-1 is the count.
And it helps because if you do have an injury or something like that happen, you got some playing time ready to go.
When picking up. Still coming in straight out of the center field. However, no rain. Knock on wood for the rest of the game that we have. That one's going to be in there for a strike. Good pitch again by Gary.
2-2.
We had that little lightning delay right at the beginning of the ball game.
Which is so crazy.
I didn't see any lightning, but, you know, hey.
Oh, showers in the vicinity.
Well, there have been showers in the vicinity all day. Yeah. Oh, it's coming.
Oh, and we need to get this over with before we get to
It's on its way. Which is probably what we're feeling with the wind hitting us.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be high for a ball. So a full count to Henry. Well, unfortunately, if it does start raining, we're going to have to pack up here, and we won't be able to bring you the last part of the game. We'll hold out as long as we can, but this equipment is not made for weather.
No, it doesn't like water for some reason.
Swing and a miss, and it's going to go back, so Henry's going to run, but they're going to call it a strike. Because there's a runner on first. That's why. So strikeout for out number 2.
Fortunately, a lot of that stuff's still in Fort Worth area.
Yeah, it's going to head this way, but it's not going to head as fast as we think it is. Ben Reed stepping up. We're talking about him. He's 2 for 3. Hit by pitch last at bat. In there for a strike.
You know, he struggled his first inning out, but he's putting some strikes out there.
Yeah, he seems to have calmed down a little bit.
He did. Making some good pitches. So we got 0-2.
We got runners at first and second?
No, just first. I mean second. Because Henry got out.
That's right. And a good hit into left field. That's going to drop. And they're going to bring the run home. So we're going to have a play at the plate, possibly. And there's a run coming in. So another RBI for Ben Reed.
That puts him up for 2 tonight. He'll take that.
JoJo Adams going to step in now. Still 2 outs, 1 on. Here's the pitch to Adams. That's going to be in there for a strike. Gary picking up a little bit more confidence as the game goes on.
He is.
Putting in a little bit more movement and more action on the ball. And a good hit, right field. That's going. And it's going to be caught by Glenn. Out number 3. So we're going to head to the bottom of the 5th as the Wildcats lead 16-0 over the Jacksonville Indians. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Wildcat Baseball on NETSN.
It was about 7:30 in the morning, just like every other day. I was leaving Glendale, coming into Tyler on my way to work, and then the unexpected happened. My brother told me about Shane McGuire at the McGuire firm and how hard he fights for his clients. I met with Shane. He took care of me and my family and got me on the road to healing so I could get back to normal days with those who matter most.
I'm Shane McGuire from the McGuire firm. We're here for you.
And we are back. What? Okay, you're gonna have to tell me. You got to tell me what did he say?
He said something about. He said that was a 16-0 strike.
Yeah, that was when I think that was when what's his name was up there hitting all those foul balls out. Oh, I think I said that, didn't I?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Well, we are back here. We got a new pitcher for the Wildcats. Number 34, Sailor Wilcox, is now on the mound for Whitehouse. He's going to close things out as best he can. Wildcats have a little bit of a six-run cushion that they can play with here in the bottom of the 5th inning. But they got to be careful not to overdo things a little bit.
Don't get too comfortable.
Yeah, don't get cocky.
Just play your ball, play your game.
So James Vasquez, number 10, pinch hitting, is going to be in. James Justice. I had to look at it first. So Justice coming in. Wilcox. Here's the windup. And the pitch going to be fouled off for a strike. That had a little stank on it. Wow. Had some oomph. A little mustard.
Catcher saying, hey.
Yeah.
Look here.
Well, it was also a little wild.
Yeah.
I need to sit by this dugout more often.
Oh.
0-1 pitch. Swung and missed. Golly. You got a clock on that thing?
Man.
I need to get one. I need a radar gun. I just get out here and just, what is that? It's a heck of a pitch. Dang. I hope that catcher has some, I hope Rodriguez has some extra padding in there. Oh. And he kept getting closer and closer, hit by pitch.
Yeah. Oh, you know he wants to cry.
Heck, I want to cry. That was a heck of a hit.
that looked painful.
I mean, I know he came in as a pinch hitter. He wanted to hit, but not get hit.
Yeah.
So a pinch runner now coming in. Let's see what number. So Justice is going to go sit down. And I don't see what number.
Yeah, and he won't turn. So I can see it. No. 7, maybe? 1 or 7?
Probably 1. That'd be Glenn.
Yeah, because 7's around. Okay.
So McEwen is heading in. Runner on first. Nobody out. And McEwen going to meet the arm. It's going to be a foul ball back for a strike.
So apparently this young man he just has speed. I don't think he's doing anything tricky. He's just.
Yeah, he's a catcher and a right-handed pitcher. He's a junior. You can hear that sucker snap. 0-2. Now he's got looks like he's got a little bit more control.
Yeah. That could be dangerous.
Oh-2 pitch. Swung and missed. And that's going to be out number 1. And back at the top of the lineup, Landon Myers is going to step in. He has struck out and had a base hit. And yeah, he's just throwing straight heat, which is what you want out of a closing pitcher, in my opinion.
What was that? Nafatali? I can't think of how to say his last name. What used to be for Rangers.
Yeah.
Was the closer. That's all he did is just threw 99 and 100.
Foul back. And he bunched him up just a tad. And Landon Myers looked like he was begging for his life there for a second.
It's more a defensive swing than
yeah. And Wilcox. Looks over at first. Brings it home. It's going to be a little outside for a ball.
2-1.
2-1 now the count. 1 out, 1 on. Here's the pitch. Inside. A little low and inside. Excuse me. Here's the setup and the pitch. High for a ball. So that's going to put another runner on. So that's going to bring Landon Best. He had a base hit and was put out on a 4.63 back in the third. And he steps up with only 1 out, 2 on for the Indians here in the bottom of the fifth. Sailor Wilcox brings the pitch and puts it down the pipe for a strike. Wildcats have the ability for a double play. Best is pretty fast, though. There's the pitch. A little high, just above the numbers. 1-1. Wilcox, 1-1 pitch. That's going to be outside for ball, 2-1.
Well, the way the wind's blowing, we don't have to worry about one going out of the park.
Right. Yeah, it's coming straight now. It's moved a little bit. Moving in left and right, left to right. A little bit of movement on that, but a little high. You don't want to load the bases.
No, let your defense work for you.
Reset, let's go. Finish the pitch.
Here's the pitch. Right across for strikes. So now we got a full count. And that's fouled back, so.
Nothing else, just make it close.
Yep. Make him, you want to make him swing for it. You do have people behind you. Three-two pitch. Here it comes. Runners go. And a swing and a miss, and that's going to go over the head of the third baseman. And cut off man, so that's going to bring a run in. But a strikeout did happen, so 2 outs are in. Run comes home. Runner advances to second.
Good thought throwing to third, just airmail.
Yeah, good cutoff. So Elijah Gallegos, the designated hitter, he'll come to the plate with 2 outs. And 1 on. Wilcox with the pitch. That's going to fly back out in the parking lot, waiting for glass breakage. I was telling Jason the other day when I used to do public announcing, I had a a glass breakage sound effect on my computer, and I would use it when they would foul back. It did not go well with some people. They did not think it was as funny as I did. That's going to be a little pop fly, and that's going to go over to the second baseman. And JoJo Adams makes the catch, and that's going to be the ball game. So that's going to do it here at the Summers Norman Field as the Wildcats take it 16-1 over the Indians. And they'll meet again on Friday, however. But I'll tell you what, small ball was the name of the game for the Wildcats as they had an inning. It was the third inning where they just batted around and just base hit after base hit after bunt after base hit and just took it to the Indians and had a 7-run inning in that third. Had a 6-run inning in the fourth, and Indians just couldn't come back from it. And so that's going to do it here for us at NETSN. We're going to pack it up and head to the house before whatever storm is on its way hits.
Right.
But we are glad that you are here. Don't forget, Thursday, Ron and I will be at Whitehouse for the girls' softball game.
Little softball
The Lady
action.
Cats softball. And then Friday, the Wildcats host the Indians at Whitehouse. And that's going to be on Friday on NETSN as well. So we hope to see all of you there. If you can't make it out to the game, we hope to see you on the chat. Anyway, for all of us here at NETSN, for Ron and myself, we want to wish you a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you next time on NETSN. Have a good one, everybody.
The Northeast Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event